9197 Wolfpack. This is your boy Tyler 9197, Witcher 9197, Black Wolf 9197, or 9197. Back with another video for you guys. And this time, I'm about to go ahead and give you guys my game review for the Medium. And guys, like, I could definitely say, like, I'm glad that I got a chance to really experience this game. And, like, just, yeah, like I said, just experience this game. That's all the best we can say. Like, this game was probably so far, at least, because like I said, I haven't played a lot of horror games just yet, because there's stuff like, say, like Resident Evil 7 that's on Game Pass that I wanted to go ahead and play, and then, like, obviously I'm gonna get to Resident Evil 8 whenever I get around to that. You know what I'm saying, guys? You know how games are. There's so many games to play that I want to play, but that's backlog and more backlog and more backlog, more backlog. But of course, me as a content creator, I'm trying to get through a lot of them as much as I can, that y'all guys can either experience me playing it or just talking about it. But this one in particular with the Medium, guys, because this is, I want to say, because correct me if I'm wrong, this is like the first official Xbox exclusive, right? The Medium is, yeah, I want to say this is the first Xbox exclusive, compared to like the other ones that we haven't got out yet, but at least like the most official one, you know. So besides that, y'all, like, from playing this game, y'all, I've been very, very excited about this. Like, this is something that, like, I wanted to play for a while, ever since it was announced on Xbox, and, you know, get around to it. And, you know, obviously, because I have the Series S now, I've been very glad I got it, and, you know, grateful of it, because, you know, it's hard to still get these consoles, you know what I'm saying? Don't matter if you get an Xbox or a PlayStation, it doesn't matter. The point is that you're able to get one. That's all. That's, you know, that's just, you know, that's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just be grateful for that, y'all. The ones who do have it, like me, for example, like, you gotta be grateful of that things, because some people can't get it right now. Some people want it, but they can't get it, or they just might not be able to afford it, you know what I'm saying? Just some of those stuff that you just, you know, just be grateful for the things you do have, or the things you could get too. You gotta be grateful of it. But enough of that, y'all. I do want to say that if you guys don't know how I do my game reviews, the way it works is, you know, I'll talk about a little bit of plot, give my pros and cons. I go ahead and give you my rating over the game, and then I'll go straight to spoilers. But of course, I'm gonna have a siren, y'all, so y'all, like, don't want to hear about spoilers, because there's some stuff I like to talk about from the spoilers. But obviously, I'm not gonna spoil y'all until when you see the siren. When you do see the siren, you'll know, like, all right, I need to go. If you don't want to hear it, unless you already played the game or you watch my walkthrough playing the game, and you just go ahead and, you know, just go ahead and start to see, yeah, I mean, you know, my thoughts on it. I couldn't think of it at the moment, but anyway, but I can definitely say, though, y'all, like, I'm very excited to talk about this game, though. I really am, because, you know, after playing it, if you guys watch my experience of it, it blows my mind from this game. Like, it was a lot going on in this game. But enough of that. If you guys just don't know what the Medium is, I'm gonna go, like I said, talk about a little plot, then, you know, so on and so on. All right, so guys, the Medium. So the plot of this game is pretty much like this. You play as this girl named Marianne. So Marianne, about her is, she's a girl that's very mysterious, and, like, she basically, with her is that, like, even for most of her life, she always kind of feel like the outsider in her world, and, like, just feel like something's always off. Like, not necessarily like she feels like she's weird or nothing like that, but I mean, then again, she kind of feels like that too. It's kind of more of those things, like, you know, like, you know, it's like, hey, I live in this world, but something just is kind of off too, and you just feel like an outsider compared to everybody else that's quote unquote normal. So that's kind of the life that she kind of living. But the thing about Marianne, what makes her special in this game and why you play as her, is that, like, she actually has powers, but her powers is kind of mixed with the whole spiritual realm, which is very interesting by itself, y'all, especially the way it is, because this girl just have, like I said, it's kind of weird, like, she's able to kind of, like, go back and forth between the spirit world and the real world. and just kind of like how sometimes intertwined. Like sometimes even parts in the game, like, you know, it's split. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like she split. Like she could literally be two places at one time, which is wild. But enough of that. So basically, her plot is that, you know, she better go ahead and bury her foster dad, and like and this dude named Jack. And, you know, basically all you need to know about him is that he was a funeral home owner, and he took care of Marianne for most of her life, and, you know, always been there for her. But, you know, unfortunately he had passed, and then, you know, of course that hurts her more because she said, like, even for her own self, that she felt like he been the only one that understands her and, like, you know, like, really care for her, even though she knows she feel like she was kind of off compared to everybody else, but he still accepted her like, you know, nothing wrong with her. And that's always a good thing for people like that. And like, I mean, like, you know, for a general life Jack, like, it's good when people right there, like, can care for you, and even you feel like, man, I feel so like an outsider, but this one person sees you like, no, you ain't an outsider to me. I care about you like you're my own daughter. Which, you know, it's right there. Of course, I would say from playing the game, it didn't felt like touchy moment like that, but from the way I'm describing it, you could see it, like, you could kind of visualize and kind of get the vibe. That's the best way I'm trying to get it from that. But enough of that, you know, she better go ahead and bury her foster dad and whatever, and trying to get him prepped up for his, you know, like his clothes and stuff, because he was going to get, I think she was going to cremate him, I think. Yeah, because like I said, you remember, he owns the funeral home. But after all that, you know, and then of course, like I said, the powers that she does have, like, you know, saying what she does too, I've got to mention this, what she does too is that, like, with her powers, she can actually put people to rest as far of their spirit. And say, like, you know how there's a spirit that's kind of uneasy, like they not trying to pass, how do you say it, like pass on, something like that. She can actually go in her spirit form, go in there and basically put them to rest. Yeah, that's the and put them to rest. What she did with Jack, she put him to rest because he wasn't like fully put to rest, like he was free. So she done that for him, which was a good thing for her. And plus, it kind of makes sense for her in the funeral home, able to do that for some spirits. If she know that they're restless spirit, but she could make them, put them to rest, like they could go on with peace and all that stuff. It's really something. But I know it sounds like kind of all over the place, but when you play it, you understand where I'm coming from. But enough of that. After all that, right, she get an unexpected call. And this call she gets is this person named Thomas. And this random mysterious dude named Thomas say, hey, I know you about your powers, this and that. I need your help. Come my way. So Marianne's like, well, I'm going to go ahead and check this out, because, like, it's kind of odd that somebody actually know about me and know about my powers, which is wild. So she went to go check in this mysterious building, which is a huge building. I'm talking like a huge building called Neva. But it's weird because it got a W like Niwa, but it's actually Neva, which I still don't understand. But I guess the W is silent. I guess, I don't know, but pretty much it's Neva. But it said Niwa. But enough of that. So basically, what the main plot you get for this game is basically, as you play as Marianne, go through this building for Niwa and basically figure out who's this Thomas person is, and figure out what the heck is going on within this building, because he called her to go in this building. So she's trying to figure out why they call her and why they want her to come to that building, and basically kind of like a mysterious thing throughout the whole game, and figure out what the heck is going on overall. And that's basically the main plot of it. I know it sounds like a little bit this, a little bit that, because guys, that's how the game is. It's kind of like a little bit this, a little bit that, but you gotta really play it to really kind of fully experience what I'm saying, because it does be like this that, yeah. Okay. that's enough for the plot. Hopefully it makes sense for y'all, you know what I said, because you know I try my best when I try to explain plots in games, y'all, because sometimes some plots can go like, you know what I'm saying, like I try my best to kind of keep it simple as possible that you guys can understand. But now let me go ahead and talk about my pros and cons of the game. So like I said, I usually do like 3 pros, 3 cons. I know I got my 3 pros, 3 cons. I gotta see, but more likely I probably do too. But still, for the most part, let me go and start. So, but my first pro, y'all, I can go ahead and give for the medium is obviously, y'all, the story. Guys, like, there's no much I didn't really say about that. The story, yes, the story, y'all. The story is so freaking good, y'all. Like, you're gonna be engaged the whole entire time, y'all. Like, at some points in the game, I'd probably say, of course, very early of it, it might feel like slightly, not really, but slightly kind of like some slow burner moments. You know how some moments you kind of play the game, you feel like, all right, it kind of feel like somewhat like a slow burner. But for the most part, y'all, that game is freaking engaging. You will not get bored playing this game unless you didn't really care of what, like, you know, the gameplay and stuff of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know, cause for this game, you guys didn't know, there's no action in the game per se, as far as like you fighting this and that. It's more like you kind of be more of like finding the clues, the mysteries, maybe a little bit of puzzles, and like, and then, of course, with Marianne, she does have powers. So, you know, you're able to do a little bit this, a little bit that with her powers. It's not a third. But for the most part, it's more about exploring and going along with the story. And that's basically it right there as far as like gameplay and stuff wise. But still, y'all, like the story is going to keep you engaged the whole entire time. And you cannot tell me, y'all, I don't care who you are, you can't tell me from playing this game that you don't be hooked from the story. The story is going to get you hooked, going through it. You want to learn more and more and more, because there's no way like you just going to go, like, I feel like going into the game and just like not get engaged in the story, you know what I mean? Because I mean, I know everybody got their own taste in games, but me personally, y'all, I can definitely say that when you play this, you're going to be hooked by the story and you want to learn more. If you don't want to learn more about the game, you might as well just end it. Don't even continue the whole freaking game if you're not interested off the back. Like, I mean, at least give it a chance. Give it like an hour or two, whatever, to really kind of feel it. But for the most part, I feel like most people play this game, you're going to get hooked on the story. At least in my opinion, because I know everybody different. But anyway, now to my second pro, y'all, I can say I give for the medium, y'all, is Marianne's powers. Like, literally, the powers, y'all. Like, she, like, it's so cool what you can do with her, because, like, she can either do like a shield. She can do a shield with her spirit power. She can do her like the outer body experience, which you know, which it comes to her spirit form of herself. Cause like you remember, you know, like basically, you know, if she want to go to her spirit body for a few minutes, she can actually do that. Then there's the split, like I said, like one side the regular world, other side the spirit world, which is very interesting, which is really crazy how it's like simultaneously happening at the same time, which is incredible. And then like what else? Oh, and with her powers, she can like say like a phone, for example. Say like I had a phone in my hand. She can literally see like a slight cut or something right in the phone, right, that lights up, and she could listen to the memories of what that person was saying from that time of using that phone, which is wild too. Like, her power is just very interesting, y'all. Like, it's just very, very interesting. Like, that's pretty much all I can say right there. Just very interesting. So now for my third pro, y'all, I could go ahead and give for the medium is the characters, y'all. Like, there is very, very interesting characters in this game. I guess, like, for the most part, like if I had to be honest, y'all, for the most part, most of the characters that you see in this game are very memorable, in my opinion, at least. Cause like, I can't say like when you play this game, like most characters that you meet within the game is not memorable. Like, a lot of them are memorable, and that's a plus for me, because you know, with some games, It be some characters that you just don't care about, that you kind of forgot they exist. You like, oh yeah, you know what? They do exist. I kind of forgot about that. Like, them type of things. Like, no, like, most characters are very memorable, y'all. Like, besides just the good characters, like, for example, like, obviously Marianne. Jack wasn't that really like a big character in the game, but you can say, like, you know, he has moments when you did see him from the beginning, and then say, like, a little bit later on, but I ain't gonna get, you know, trying to get to that. It's not really spoiler, but, you know, he appeared again a little bit. Then, you know, then Thomas, which y'all, you know, which he plays a real big part in the game, I can say that. Then this girl named Sadness, when you meet in Neva, when you get to that point, like, you know, so she plays a big part. And then one of the biggest characters with the, like, the antagonist in the game is Ma, which is basically a bat tall freaking demon that gonna scare the crap out of you, and you gonna run when you see Ma. Like, that's serious. And like, you guys play Apex, he say skin suit like Revenant all the time. Skin suit this, you the skin suit, skin suit, skin suit. Like, you hear it like all the time. But now, y'all, you'll be scared. If you saw Maul, y'all gonna be running. You will be running. You will be terrified of that freaking demon. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all would, and y'all be running. Like, man. Like, he's something else. He's something else in the game, but that's gonna be something that y'all gotta play and experience unless you watch it from my videos of playing the game. But still, Ma, he's something else, y'all. He's something else. Now, I talked about my pros. Let me go ahead and talk about my cons, y'all. Which, honestly, with this game, I wouldn't say I had too many cons. Because, like, from you guys can hear I'm talking about this game, I really enjoyed it a whole lot. But, of course, there is some cons in the game I wish that could have added a little bit more with it. So, okay, so I guess, like, my first con, y'all, I would say I would give for the medium is, like, I'll probably say not enough story. So, here's my thing about this, y'all. So, it got a whole lot. It's like, this game does have a lot of good amount of story in it. Don't get me wrong, it does. But I can say from playing the game, y'all, there is more stuff I wanted to know about playing the game. Like, you know, it's like, I wanted more, like, a little bit more lore in the game. Because, like, you know how, like, that story is keep on going, keep going, keep going, keep going, right? It just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. You want to learn more. Like, it's to me, it's like, it's more questions than answers. I mean, there's definitely going to be answers when you get close to the end of the game, but there's still more question for some stuff, like, you want to know about. Like, for example, like Thomas, when, you know, like I say, he's mysterious. I ain't gonna spoil nothing to you till, you know, you get the spoilers, but with Thomas, like, he's very mysterious. There's more stuff I want to know about his character, like, you know, like, about him. And like, it's just so many stuff like that, y'all, that I feel like lore is missing in the game. I mean, not completely. It's just that, you know, for me enjoying the game, I wanted more. I mean, I got a whole lot for what they did provide in this game, but I want a little bit more because that's how much I was really intrigued of the story itself. Now, for the second con, I could go ahead and give y'all for the medium is not a lot of enemies in the game. Like, this is my thing, y'all. Like you remember I said Maul, right? So Maul is, I'll just say it pretty much, he is gonna be that demon's gonna pretty much be the biggest antagonist in the whole entire game. Not to say there's no other monsters per se or demons per se, you know, in the game. But this the thing though, y'all. But this is the thing about it. It's like it's not a whole lot that you can name off the bat. Like, you'll say, like, Maul's the one of the biggest ones. There's one character named probably, like, I think it was like Hound. There was another one that was called, like, what was it? Freaking Child Eater. I think that was one of the names. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's crazy. Look, It's crazy. When you play the game, you know what I'm talking about. Because, you know what I'm saying? It's some crazy stuff in that game. But the thing is, though, like, that's probably just about main 3 I talked about. But mainly, you hear me talk about Maul at the end of that. Because that's the most antagonist that you got in the whole entire game. Because all the other ones I mentioned before wasn't really, like, I want to say non-existent. But it's just, like, they're not pretty much memorable like that. They're not that memorable. Besides that, the main characters that I was telling you about earlier, they're not that memorable. So it's just like, I wish it was more, because like Maul was definitely a good antagonist in the game, but the problem I felt with it is like he was like the only one mainly. Like I wanted a little bit more, like I want a little more variety of like enemies that you deal with in the game and stuff. Like especially Marianne can't counter. Like, you know, like Maul was still like the only one demon that, like, you know, as an antagonist that you had to deal with. Like I kind of wish there was like a little bit more, like, oh shoot, besides Maul, probably some other creature trying to attack me, this, that, or run away. Like, you know, like that's what I wanted. Like, but the game didn't deliver in that sense. But you know, so I'm not knocking because Maul did help majority of the game, that you keep on going on and on and on dealing with Maul. But still, it's just like, really. He's the one enemy, least main enemy in the game. But like, come on now, really, Medium? There's that one enemy. Come on, you could add a little more. You add a little more. You know, I'm just saying. But enough of that. Let me go to my last con for y'all. All right, guys. So now for my third con, I could go ahead and say for I have for the Medium, guys. It's like not enough powers. Like I say, y'all, like for most of my cons, like I say, it's not completely bad. It's just things that I kind of really wanted in the game. But like I said, not enough lore that I really wanted. I mean, like I said before, it had decent amount of lore, but I wish it was a little bit more of it. Like I said, the second con, you know, not enough enemies. Now the third con, not enough powers. Cause this the thing, like I told you, when you play as Marianne, she just has. Look, like Marianne, she just has the power, like the shield, the split, the outer bar experience, and that's about it. And of course, she can listen to old recordings of people and stuff, like certain flashbacks and stuff. But that's really about it. Like, there's not a whole lot, y'all. It's really not a whole lot. I just feel like, I don't know, like I want a little bit more for her, honestly. But I would say this too, y'all, like. Cause look, I'm gonna say this is I'm gonna say minor spoiler, y'all. Look, minor spoiler. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil that really big, but I'm gonna say this is minor spoiler that I feel like y'all should know though. With Thomas, y'all, the reason why Thomas know her so well and stuff, cause he can really relate with her because he has powers too. I'm just like, he's still mysterious, y'all. I'm just saying, just let y'all know he has powers. He has powers, but of course, obviously, I'm not really spoiling y'all till I go to the spoilers. But still, he relates with her because he does have powers too. And I can say when you play as Thomas, oh, that was another thing too. Minor spoiler, y'all. Like you will play as Thomas too within this game. You know what I'm saying? You at least try him out for a bit. But I'll say with Thomas, y'all, he has a little bit more. Like he does a little bit more with powers than say Marianne, but it don't make too much a difference, but slightly a difference. And I just felt like, at least for both of them, mainly Marianne, because that's the one main person you play as through the whole game, I wanted more powers. I wanted more stuff that she could do. Like, I don't know, let's say like, even though this was not an action game from the get-go, but say for example like Maul, I kind of wish besides just run away from Maul and stuff like that, like Marianne could have had some powers, like she could have attacked them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's not an action game, but she could have had like, I don't know, some spirit blast or something that she could have like, bah, 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 like Maul something. Like she actually fighting Maul something. I don't know. Like I gotta want a little bit like that, but still, that's pretty much it for the pros and cons, y'all. So, you know, I'll tell you, but like I said, I told you about a little bit of the plot. I'll tell you about a little bit of the pros and cons. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give my overall rating, y'all. Now I'm going straight to spoiler. So y'all, so if I had to rate the Medium at a 1 out of 10, y'all. So like, it's kind of hard for me to say this because it's like, obviously, you guys, you can tell me how I talk about the game. I'm really enjoy it a whole lot. But obviously, I like, I'm being honest, I can't give it a 10 out of 10. No, it's not a 10 out of 10. But it had definitely said that game had potential. If it done a little bit more, like I said, with the lore and stuff, it could have went up to that level. But if I had to be, so this how I'll say it right here. So me personally, because of how much I enjoy the game, I'll give this game a straight up 9 out of 10. Because of how much I enjoy of my opinion. I enjoy the game heavy enough that I give it like a 9 out of 10. But if I had to be realistic, like really realistic, besides just my like, well, I'll say it, not interest, I don't want to say interest, like my enjoyment, I'll just say like my enjoyment of the game, if I had to be like realistic, it's gonna be an 8 out of 10, y'all. Because I feel like, because the game is very solid, and I feel like that is the right rating for the medium. But I give, at least to me, I give it a little bit of 9, just because how much I enjoyed the game. But if I had to be realistic, it is an 8 out of 10. It's a very solid game, y'all. And if you did play it, man, you know what I'm saying, y'all know, man. It was a roller coaster ride. It was a lot going on with this game. But also, not only with that, y'all, it was just so much to take in for this game, man. I just really enjoyed it. I really did. Honestly, you haven't played it, y'all, I highly recommend it, especially if you do have Game Pass. What are you waiting for? Download on the Game Pass. It's on there. Play the medium. It's there right there. Go try it out. It's worth it. And then, but if people who have played the medium, listen to my spoiler part, y'all, because I got some stuff to talk about it. But I will say this, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and say this real quick. Like I said, it's not really I would say it's not a spoiler. It's really not. But I definitely want to say this just in case if it happens, because it's not 100% confirmed or anything like that. But at least to my knowledge, it's not confirmed. But I want to say this, guys. There is a bit, like I said, hear me clearly, a bit of a cliffhanger after the media. There is a bit of a cliffhanger. So possibly, I feel I'm saying it wrong, but whatever. There might be a chance that we might get the medium 2. I mean, it's not 100% confirmed, at least to my knowledge. If you guys know, let me know. But it's a possibility we could get a medium 2, which it does excite me. But then again, it's like, it's uncertain. It's like, because the way that cliffhanger happened kind of make you think like, could it happen? Could it? Yes? No? Maybe so? I don't know. Like I said, we have to see. But alright, y'all, now I'm about to go ahead and go to the spoilers, y'all. So you guys can see right here the siren. So if you guys don't want to get spoiled of the medium, go ahead and leave now, because my first half no spoiler part is done. Now I'm going straight to the spoilers, so you know. Alright, guys, time for the spoilers. Okay, let me stop. Man, y'all, there is so much to talk about for spoilers, y'all. But I'm gonna try to keep it short as possible, because I ain't trying to make this video way longer than it has to be. But talk about the spoilers. But I'm just gonna talk about kind of like the highlights of what I got from it, for the most part. So talk about Richard, y'all, because this is the thing with Richard that it's kind of weird to me. Like, my thing is this, like, because you guys know what happened. Lily is not dead. So what was going on with Richard that when Thomas said, you killed my daughter, but she's not dead? Like, I'm confused about that, y'all. I just really thought about it. Like, I'm confused because you remember the end, Lily was alive and well. So if Richard, who did Richard kill then? If Thomas thought that he killed his daughter, and Richard acted like he thought he killed his dog. Like, I'm confused, y'all. I'm so confused about that. Like, I really am. Like, it's not making no sense to me. And then you remember how Richard was the child eater, like that big old blob. That was wild too, y'all. And then and then you know how with Thomas actually went in his mind and like seeing his memories and stuff like that, which was wild too. Like, that's one of the things I did like about the game. How like it was just really, the game was really beautiful and creative, y'all. It was just some really creative stuff, especially when Thomas went first into his mind and you saw like how like that open rocky area, right? How the skies was like in a dark kind of gritty looking. Like, it was just so beautiful. Like, the game was beautiful, guys. They did a good job in this game. It was just so many stuff in there. And then like I guess another highlight I can talk about it is finding out that Thomas is Marianne's father. Because I remember when Thomas was talking to Henry after Henry was interrogating him stuff, when he said my children, I was like, wait a minute, children? Wait a minute, because the only children we know was Lily. And then like, you remember when Marianne talking about she never met her parents, this, that, and the third, you know, whatever. And he's like, wait a minute. He said children. And there's no other person Thomas could have been talking about that we know of from playing the game. I was like, it had to be Marianne. And it turns out it was Marianne, so that was his daughter. And then it was crazy that the reason why she didn't know that Thomas was his father, because she had a concussion after what happened from that fire. But then that would lead to Lily. The reason why Marianne's a lot survived because it was for Lily, but for Lily from doing that, because she was also a medium too. That like she had basically, it's like, you remember she split her own, like, I guess split her powers basically, like, I guess in a sense, like her personality. Well, not really personality, but you guys get what I mean. She basically split up her powers basically. Like, one side was sadness, then the other side was Maw, which was wild at me. Like, that came from her. Lily had Maw in her, and she took him out. But she only did that to save Marianne. I was like, that was wild, y'all. So no wonder Maw was causing havoc, and then that's why Neva was like in wreck. It was a ruined area because of Maw. Like, man, y'all, that game was wild, y'all. But then, like, it was definitely interesting to me. Like, you remember how at the beginning of the game, how you always kept saying, like, the story starts with a dead girl. She kept on saying it. And then, like, you know, she was like, how she was doing that. We thought she would talk to herself and stuff like that when she was smoking this and that, but really she was talking to the spirit Thomas of what happened, the full story. It was just wild, y'all. To me, it was just a wild roller coaster in this game, y'all. It was just so much. But the biggest one that really jumped out to me the most out of the other ones I just said was literally that Marianne killed herself. That got me, y'all. Like, that got me, but it's just because it's just like, you know, you got to play this character throughout the whole game and just to end her life like that. But I know, because obviously we know why she done it, but it's like, it was wild because her sister said, hey, please kill me. Because I, like you said, like, she's like, listen, I show you the memories of the dead girl thing because I want that to happen to herself, which is wild for her to say that. But then she's like, because she felt like, you know, because you saw Maul wants to eat them. He wants to take possess their bodies and stuff like that, or kill them. Either one of the two. And Marianne felt like, and then, you know, with the splits and stuff, she felt like, well, the one way to stop it is that she, like, either she killed Lillian or she killed herself. And, you know, she chose to kill herself. And then you said the story starts with the dead girl. It just like, man, it just, oh man, I don't, yeah, like that got me, because I was like, yo, what? Like, that was a big twist at the end, y'all, because like, expecting Marianne to get killed herself, it's just like really? Wow. Okay. And then, like, you know what I was saying about the cliffhanger when we saw the spirit realm and we saw Thomas' spirit, at least that's what we think, picked up the pocket watch and kept walking, which kind of felt like, it's gonna be a medium 2. Honestly, y'all, hopefully there is a medium 2. Hopefully, if it is, then obviously we're gonna explore more about Spirit Thomas, I guess. But still, it's so many questions, like just what the heck is going on, especially for that cliffhanger too, because they already hinted at medium 2. If it is, hey, I'm all in for it, because I really enjoyed this game a whole lot, y'all. But like I said, I had to give it a rating at an 8 out of 10, because I feel like it's a solid game, but that's the perfect rating for it. But like, because I enjoyed it so much, I give at least a 9 out of 10. But that's just me because of how much I enjoyed it. But obviously, if it had action and stuff like that, it probably would have been 10 out of 10 more likely. But still, like, it's definitely a solid game. I really enjoyed it, and then it was just so much to talk about, y'all. It was so much, and then with sadness, like I said, part of Lily and stuff like that, and told her, like, you gotta remember, and then she remembered she had amnesia and stuff like that. It was a lot, y'all. Especially with Marianne, she went through a whole lot, and then just to end her life after everything she done, but that was her choice, though. It just, man. You know what I'm saying, y'all? It's a lot of stuff that game that messes with your mind. It messes with your mind. It really does. It's just so much I can truly say. But yeah, guys, like, that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys have any if you guys like to talk about anything about the medium, y'all, me about some of the stuff you like, whatever, and of course even the spoilers. But like I said this so many times, y'all. If you're watching this part of the spoiler video, if you want to talk about spoilers, y'all, please let people know that what you're about to talk about is a spoiler, because I don't want people to get spoiled if they watch this video and they want to know about the medium and they was like, oh, I want to see about trying it out. Wow, somebody spoil it in the comments about the whole thing, and you feel like, well, dang, like, please don't spoil it for nobody, y'all. Please don't. I don't want no spoilers. Look, please don't spoil it for y'all. Don't spoil people with a medium, y'all. Just write the thing in the comments that spoiler alert, whatever, and then talk about it, and then we can talk about it. Cause I know there's other people that like the same game like I did, so I like to talk to y'all about it. But just like I said, right down below. But alright, Black Wolves, this is the end of the video. Please go ahead, hit the like, the bell, subscribe. And I say this all of my other videos. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do so you can join the 9197 Wolfpack. This is a fun kickback gaming channel which has the greatest community in the world, which is you guys, the Black Wolves. So go ahead and spread the word to your friends and family who likes gaming, so they can go ahead and join the Wolfpack, because everybody's welcome to the pack. And all I gotta say, y'all, is just stay tuned for my next game walkthrough, which will be Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which I can't wait to play, y'all, because obviously with Ninja Theory making the second game, and obviously Xbox own Ninja Theory now, so like, I gotta play this game before I go to that second one, and then I don't know, maybe the second one might come out sometime next year. So if that's the case, I need to play Hellblade right now. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to play it. You guys can experience it, all that good stuff, Alright, guys, I love y'all. Peace. God bless y'all. TGDS 9197.